The preservation and sustainable management of forests is critical in reducing the impact of climate change. Canada is working towards achieving its commitment to net zero emissions by 2050 through Indigenous land management approaches. In partnership with Anew, several Métis communities in Alberta are leading the way by developing forest carbon offset projects within their settlement lands.
The well-being of humanity and our planet has always been connected to the health of the forests. This is a truth deeply understood across generations of Indigenous peoples. The Métis people are one of 3 distinct groups of Indigenous peoples in Canada, along with First Nations and Inuit. They have a unique history, culture, language, and a way of life which has always been connected to the land.
Leave the plot, return to it once we have some sort of clear direction.
Here in northern Alberta, trainees from 5 different Métis settlements are taking part in a forest carbon inventory training program developed by Anew. They are learning new skills that will help protect their forests, create jobs, and deliver new revenue for their communities.
So far in this course, I've learned what types of trees there are, what type of landscapes, how to measure a tree to see how old a tree is, to make a plot, do the math that's provided to do a plot. And in the future, I would like to take that back to my community.
I believe this training here is important today for the future of our children. They're practically giving us incentives to save our forest, not to log it, to more or less to be stewards of the land.
The development of the Forest Carbon Project in partnership with Anew has the potential to help conserve more than 320,000 acres of forests across Métis settlement lands. For Scott Cardinal, who is a Kikino Métis settlement councillor, this initiative brings new hope for his community.
Being able now to conserve our forests and not be backed into or pressured from outside sources, it's a sense of relief on me. Like, there's moments where I first got elected that I'm trying to figure out ways to gain some revenue for Kikino without damaging our environment and culture through forestry, different forestry practices. This is perfect. I love this, and it's going to do wonders.
And then I'm looking right at Witness Tree 1.
After the inventory and verification takes place next year, with the help of these newly trained foresters, carbon credits will be issued for the tons of carbon stored in tree growth resulting from new management practices. These credits will then be marketed and sold by Anew on behalf of each settlement.
This training in the forest is enabling these Métis settlements to participate in the carbon economy. And right now we are seeing sustainable practices being given economic value. And this in turn is creating conservation for the climate on a scale we've never seen before. But this is just the beginning of the change the world needs.
Anew is one of the leading developers and marketers of high-quality, credible carbon offsets in North America. It is actively developing projects with a view to making as meaningful a change for their surrounding communities as they do for the climate.
This partnership with the Métis settlements is important because right now in Canada, we're going through a significant period of reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, and that includes the Métis. Providing training like this that gives the technical skills and agency for communities to undertake nature-based solution projects in their community, to me, is a step in the right direction. It's a great example of what can be achieved across the rest of the country.
Anew has more than 100 forest carbon projects covering an area of 5.5 million acres across North America. It's hoped they will go some way to counteracting the loss of 4 million acres of trees each year in the United States alone. The training program happening here on the Kikino Métis settlement is just one story of how the carbon economy is helping communities contribute to the fight against climate change.